And you're listening to Black Chat here on Koori Radio. We're broadcasting across the many nations that make up this great southern land through the National Indigenous Radio Service. Oh, that water. Hey, make you want to go Jillawa, eh? Hey, stay tuned here. That was a great song by Katano Ban from Queensland up there. He was a Deadly Brother, and hopefully he's going to be bringing out some more music. I know he's coming to Sydney next month and looking for some gigs. But hey, this weekend is big celebrations for the Australian South Sea Islander community. And as I was saying just earlier before the song, this is the 20th anniversary since the 1992 Human Rights and Equal Opportunities Commission call for recognition. So big celebrations and recognising the invaluable contribution of our Australian South Sea Islander community elders and acknowledge their work, bringing the cause of recognition of descendants of Australian South Sea Islander people brought to Australia through indentured servantry during the late 19th century. So, as I said, they'll be having a big gathering here at Glebe on Saturday night, as well as Rocky. And we've got Emelda Davis online here. Emelda, welcome to the program. She's the president of the Australian South Sea Island Port Jackson branch.
Hi Lola, how are you going?
Oh, pretty good. And then we've got our Deadly Brother up there and Rocky up there, Robert Mann. He is on the interim National Steering Committee, which was elected at Easter this year, and they're having big celebrations in Rocky this weekend. Hey, Robert, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Hey, too deadly. Both of you's here. Both of you. Maybe we'll start with... Hey, no, chill out here, brother. We'll start with Emelda. What does this mean for Australian South Sea Islanders?
Look, Lola, it's 20 years since the call for recognition, and there's been a real revitalisation for South Sea Island affairs since the Wantok 2012 National Conference, which saw Port Jackson branch nominated the interim national body, which will be assisting with a steering committee, which Robert sits on, and a fine young man he is too, very intelligent and has a very strong vision for South Sea Island youth and community today. I guess this is a celebration of that call for recognition and coming into fruition in setting up the national body, which will talk to government on behalf of all of the communities, because it was seen as a true community engagement, Wantok 2012, where people travelled from across the nation. We saw 400 participants at any given day, and a really strong focus. We had great facilitators, and the message was very clear that people want change and they want a true representation for Australian South Sea Islanders in moving our agenda forward.
Why has it been, do you think, so long since all of a sudden now we know that it's always been here, and there are people in the past that have been standing up strong in regards to South Sea Islanders, but now it seems, why now?
I think it's the new generation coming through with the strong skill bases and focus and the education and training, and not that our past contributors didn't have that. I'm not saying that at all, but what I'm saying is that it's a whole new contemporary look at South Sea Island affairs. And those who paved the way and provided the platform, it's just something that we can build on, and we're going to take that and make those recognition statements work. It's more of the same, just with a bit more of a media strategy to it as well, like a really strong focus on media strategy, given skill bases that a number of us are bringing to the table, and the years that we've committed in working for Indigenous affairs. So not reinventing the wheel, but I guess oiling the cogs.
Yeah, and kind of awakening. Well, we've got Robert here. He's one of the younger generation coming up, and he was very vocal at the conference that was held in Easter. Robert, your commitment there. What do you see the future of Australian South Sea Island, especially coming from a youth perspective?
Well, coming from a youth perspective, I guess with us coming through, like, we value education, and like getting an education is very important. So it gives us, a mind to think about. Okay, well, we want change.
Yep.
Our elders have paved the way, but what are we going to do? Like, are we just going to let that all go to waste, or are we going to actually stand up and, have ourselves recognised and work alongside the Indigenous brothers and sisters of this land? Yeah,
because a lot of South Sea Island people do have Aboriginal heritage as well, or Aboriginal roots as well, and Torres Strait Island roots. So it's probably living in Queensland too. We know that the three communities work together.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and like from my experience there with Wantok, I got to experience well, for me personally, like where the elders are at, and where I'd like to see our younger generations, be able to look after our elders and then be proud of us, of like the way that we're actually going to continue working for our people, and the way that we represent ourselves within the community. That our elders will be proud of us, and they're like, okay, well, we've got some good leaders amongst our young people that are coming up.
Do a lot of the young people, do they know the history of Australian South Sea Islanders?
I think they know, but probably like a real understanding they might lack. Some may lack, and because some families may talk, some won't. So we're a South Sea Islander person, but what does that actually mean? What have our, like in like each separate family, what have our, we might not know. We might have unsung heroes in our families that we aren't aware of. So that they have paved the way. So.
And we also might have some relatives, eh?
Well, that's right. Yeah. Once people start talking, you actually find out where connections are with different family groups, and
Did you find that at Wantok when everyone came together, both from, I suppose from the second generation, some of them were second generation of South Sea Island people, right down to very young people. How did you feel, and what was that experience like?
I love being amongst elders, no matter if it's in the Indigenous community or my South Sea Island community, because I just love to learn. And I sit there and like with my South Sea Island elders, I sit there and I'm just like, my grandmother was a first generation born, and I'm just like, and like her siblings, I just look at them and they're my heroes, because they've gone through everything from back in the day before TV was even around, and all the modern comms, and to where they are today. And then like we complain about little things we don't have, and I always remind myself, what did your grandmother go through, Robbie? How did they grow up? You got to be strong, because they had nothing around that we have these days to help them get through.
Yeah. And we'll bring Emelda back in here. Emelda, the importance of continuing the awakening of us South Sea Islanders here, especially because you are based in New South Wales.
Yeah, look, it's crucial that New South Wales also needs to get up to speed, because Queensland are very active. They're very engaging with community projects and just in general, the mob are from Queensland, the majority are there. New South Wales needs an action plan. PJ will be looking at that and developing those strategies as a part of the interim national body, and hopefully we'll see a lot more happening on different platforms for South Sea Islanders in New South Wales.
Now, you did have some support from New South Wales when you put on the Wantok Festival.
Most definitely. Look, the New South Wales Premier, Barry O'Farrell, got Victor Dominello, the Minister for Communities, and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Affairs, to present us with a $5,000 cheque, where we were really struggling to pull the conference together, and that was really refreshing, and it gave us incentive to keep moving. We received also funding from Bundaberg Regional Council, sort of later towards the actual conference date, and then everything else was contributed through fundraising at the door, and as you know, we would have raised about $20,000, but that money went back into acquitting all the costs that were incurred. But look, it was a true representation of self-determination, and it was just so empowering to see community wanting change, and that's worth more than any amount of funding, because if you don't have the people and the passion, you don't have a call.
Okay, you've got this weekend at St Johns Hall on this weekend. You're doing commemorations and celebrations of the call for recognition. That's
right. We've got a great lineup. The Sydney Lord Mayor Clover City of Sydney have been instrumental in supporting ASSI.PJ with a lot of strategy and governance, and just a lot of conversation and seed funding to get different things off the ground. But at the same time, we don't have funding again for this particular event, but we're pulling off a great fundraiser and true community engagement, and Uncle Vic Simms is doing our Welcome to Country. We've got Bislama prayer. The Lord Mayor will open the event. We'll also be screening the highlights from Wantok 2012. So a wonderful friend of mine, Chris Chambry, has put together a DVD that's 26 minutes, and that DVD will be shared with the nation. So ASSI mob across the nation will receive a copy of that DVD, or organisations to screen at their community events. Lagaw, Kodo, the Torres Strait Islander dance group, are supporting with traditional dance. We've also got a Fijian, because as you know, Rotuma was blackbirded as well, and we've got a 7-piece Fijian dance troupe.
Well, that's going to be great because we know, the first ship was a ship from Fiji. Unfortunately, a lot of those people perished in that first ship, and then came the rest from the Pacific.
That's right. And when I contacted Duavata Dance Troupe, they were amazed. They didn't know the history, and they just jumped on board, and they're quite an amazing act. So I hope everyone gets down there. The admission, we've got Auntie Shireen Malamu doing a couple of jazz standards. She's one of our first jazzers. So that'll be pretty cool. And we've got supported by the Senegalese King of the Talking Drum, and we've got a 10-piece salsa band led by our South Sea Island Queen, Ndjembe Tamok. So
that'll be good.
Full brass section. So it'll be pretty good.
So the building, I don't know if the building will be able to stand it.
Oh, look, it's in a church hall, so look out.
So this is going to be happening this Saturday at 6 o'clock in Sydney, here at St Johns Hall in St Johns Road in Glebe. Hey, Robert, I hear you got big things happening in Rocky. Can you beat that? She's put the challenge here. Come on, what's happening up there in Rocky over the weekend?
Well, this weekend we've got a few things happening. During the day, we've got a big stall events happening down in Kanaka Town that was the local South Sea Islander area here in Rocky.
Yep.
So we've got over 25 stalls that's there, and people will be going through the stalls. There's many different things that they're going to be selling, and then on the night we've got a very big dinner celebration that's a part of where I come in, of the Linking the Generations group.
Yep.
With a group of young people who wanted to reconnect back with our young people. So we've got this big celebration happening here. We've got a couple of bands from Brisbane.
Oh, go on, couple of bands, that
are coming. We actually have Fijian community involved in this year in Rocky, which will be a first. Here in Rockhampton. So we're expecting about 600 people to attend. We've got PNG style honey that's being cooked, local Melanesian style dishes will be cooked as well. And then on the Sunday we've got Freedom United, which is a church service which is dedicated to all our South Sea Island pastors of Central Queensland.
Yep. Wow.
They're going to be recognised by the mayor and a few of the councillors on Sunday.
Wow.
So the few local churches have been coming together to unite and recognise our South Sea Island pastors and their contribution to the local area.
Well, I think you tipped. I think you just did that.
I think you did. Rocky rocks.
Yeah, and just real casual too, real casual. Look, too deadly, Robert. Will this use actually doing any videoing or that of the any of these events that you'll be doing up in Rocky? Because you've got Bush TV up that way.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, there will be people videoing and hope to get them out to people and just show them different communities that are doing what we're all doing in our communities to recognise our Australian South Sea Islanders.
Also, too, I hear Auntie Velda, she's got a bus in Brisbane, and if anybody wants to get up to Rocky on the weekend, it's $100 return. Have you got Auntie Velda's phone number or contact?
I do have it on me, yes.
Yeah, well, maybe we can. Or can they give you? Who should we do? Give Auntie Velda's or give your phone number?
Auntie Velda.
Okay, what's her number then?
I'd have to go into my phone and check it.
You'd have to go into your phone and check it? No, that's okay. Well, maybe we'll just give your number out for the moment, eh? If people are interested.
That's fine.
If people are wanting to go to Rocky and finding out more information, contact Robert. His mobile is 0437 937 577, 0437 937 577. That's for all the mob heading to Rocky this weekend and for all the mob that are wanting to come to ASSI.PJ's big celebration here in Sydney at Glebe. Emelda's phone number is 0416 300 946. That's 0416 300 946, and that's for the Sydney celebrations here. Look, thank you both for coming on the program today. Is there anything more you want to say to the listeners out there, Emelda?
No, just that we've got a great menu to complement as well. Oh my God, we don't have a motu or a cup Murray, but we've got a South Sea Island chef who's going to test her skills in catering for the whole room on the night, and there'll be a bit of traditional food there like Fijian polisami and sop and a few of those dishes that we all know and love across the Melanesian cultures.
Well, I hope we got some trifle. Hey, come on, can you top that one up there, Robert? What you got up there? Come on, throw in some food.
We definitely have trifle.
I bet you do.
Look, have a great time up there. I'm looking forward to it on Facebook. Some of the photos up there that we'll be able to see over the night in the big swing. Hey, some of the bands, who have you got coming up from Brisbane?
We've got One Culture, and they're the Brisbane community, Vanuatu Brisbane community, who are on the north side.
Yep.
They're coming up, and we've got a band from Yeppoon.
Yep.
A five-piece band called Transformed.
Oh.
And then also a local young Vanuatu and PNG boy that live here in town that sing in town. They're called The Originals.
The Original? That's original.
They'll be coming down, And then, I forgot to mention, we've got 2 dance troops that are coming down from Mackay.
Oh, get out now. Here we've got to just throw it in. 2 dance troops.
And so they're called the Kasia Seashells, the Kasia Pearls, the Kasia Soldiers, and then we've got Pacific Move.
And Pacific.
So, pretty large dance groups that are coming down as well.
Oh, boy, I wish I had the money to come to Rocky on the weekend. Look, Robert, thank you very much.
All the best to Emelda. All the best. We're celebrating.
Thank you, my love.
Weekend. Yeah.